Paul Harrell, weekdays from 4 to 6. Learn more at paulharrell.com.
This sound means, wow. All right, so that sound means, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Conservative Future segment, where we highlight young conservatives to show you that, hey, you know, not everybody who believes in liberty, individual freedom is old. I don't know how else to say it. Welcome to the program. We have Mr. Martin Rawls with us. Martin, thanks so much for being on the program.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Martin, tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I turned 21 today.
Oh,
Today
wow.
is my birthday.
Today is your 21st birthday. Wow.
It is.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So now,
Thank you.
are you calling from Phillips County? Do I understand that right?
That's where I'm from. I'm actually on the road right now with two other county chairs going to a fundraiser.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, that sounds great. So you're with other county chairs. Are you so not affiliated with Phillips County because you're actually a member? You're an officer? Are you an officer of the Phillips County Republican Committee?
I am. I'm the first vice chair of the Phillips County Republican Committee.
All right. So how did you get started in all of this? How did you get started, and how did you become a conservative at only 21 years old?
Well, I didn't really get into politics until, I guess, the presidential primary of 2016, which would have been the first time I was able to vote. And being raised up in church and being involved in church, and I've actually now become a youth leader over the past few years in Phillips County. And I believe that I support all religious policies and the conservative Republicans that run for office. And with that being said, I finally had the chance to vote in the presidential primary of last year, and I knew that the White House could not stand for another Clinton to be in office.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I needed to do something to make that change, and obviously Phillips County is a huge Democratic area.
Yeah.
I actually just looked up something before I came, so I wouldn't be making something up. But in Phillips County, I wrote this down. The Democrat registered voters in Phillips County is over 8,000, and there's only 1,000 registered Republicans.
Wow.
So with that being said, I was probably one of the only people that had a Trump sign in my yard.
Oh, yeah, I imagine. So, hey, let me ask you this, just on that subject. What are the plans? I mean, with Phillip County being outnumbered, so many more Democrats than Republicans, and that's a rarity. But you guys have got to want to win the argument and get some converts, get some people to say, you know what, this Democrat policy of taking from others under the pretense of taking care of these other people over here, robbing Peter to pay Paul, that sort of thing. It's not working. I mean, you may have good intentions, but it's just not working the way they say it's going to work because, poverty just keeps growing. So what's the plan for the Phillips County Republicans to grow and become a majority in that area?
You're exactly right. The poverty in the area, it's kind of disappointing. And people ask all the time, why do I stay there to help the place when it has no future? But I would disagree with them. I think that we have a chance to fight back, and we've probably up to about 15 to 20 so members right now in our committee, and we're trying to get some people to run this election series coming up in next year because we have not a single Republican official in Phillips County. And that is something we're trying to change to hopefully just turn one or two over, get one or two new candidates to run, and build on it each year and be able to change it to get better for the Phillips County and get our people better off the poverty level and situation they're in.
We're talking with Martin Rawls. He is interviewing for our Conservative Future segment. He's from the Phillips County Republican Committee. So, Martin, when I say the word conservatism, what does it mean to you?
Well, I would say conservatism means to be pretty much as limited and as small as possible. And when I think about this, I'm going to school to be a teacher right now. I'm almost done, got another year or so, and it makes me think about the educational standpoint, the educational spectrum. where I believe that the government pretty much has got too involved, even with the educational standpoint. It's like for the healthcare, for example, the same thing's happening with education, and statistics in Arkansas are showing that education is failing. I mean, something is going wrong, and all these politicians are trying to fix it, and something is going wrong still. And I just think that that's happening, and they need to sometimes not get their nose so involved in everything, I guess. It's just they're too involved at times.
Yeah.
And we need to be more small and precise.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. Yeah, small, precise, very cautious, and what you're describing is, unintended consequences or the road to hell being paved with good intentions. I mean that's really what we're facing here. I mean, like you mentioned, and it's funny that you said that because yesterday on the program I specifically talked about healthcare and education and how government feels the need to be involved in both of those things, and they just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Worse and worse.
Yeah, and yet, and yet to say do less. I mean, you tell some of those Republicans. I'm sorry. I mean, I know, but Democrats and Republicans down in Little Rock, if you tell them that they'd be better off just doing nothing, they don't ever agree. Because they got special interest and stuff in their ear saying, no, you've got to pass this. It's going to fix things, and in many cases. Well, let's just put it this way. Whatever new government program that's created to fix a problem, they never fix it because the government program never goes away. Exactly.
And they just keep putting more money to the situation, and it's not getting better.
Exactly.
That's not the solution, obviously.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So what you say you're in school to become a teacher. So what school do you go to, Martin?
I'm actually at Delta State, right across the river in Cleveland.
Okay,
Mississippi.
Cleveland, Mississippi. So tell me, that's funny. I just met some folks from Cleveland, Mississippi on Sunday. That's fascinating. So tell me this: you're 21 years old. You kind of mentioned, hey, you're conservative because that's the way you were raised. We get a lot of that on the program. In college, though, and I don't know much about Delta State, but I mean, is there more room for liberalism, more room for progressive thought over there? Because if I have college students on a lot, and they will tell me, it can be tough sometimes to be a conservative on a college campus today. What's been your experience?
Well, I would say it could be tough. I mean, I know some teachers that pretty much are liberal. You can tell by their actions, but they don't really promote it as much in the classroom. And you're open to your opinions, but they may say something else. It's not as bad as some places are, for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Your ideas are still open. That's a good thing.
I took before I ever knew anything about politics or what I was going to do, and I was actually a liberal myself, voted for Democrats in college. I remember a political political science class that I had. And to this day, and I can't even remember the teacher's name, professor's name, and I don't think he's here anymore. I went to Arkansas State. To this day, I don't know what his persuasions were. I suspect I know what they were, but I don't honestly know. He knew he knew the different arguments for each side, for or against. So whatever I thought about, and I didn't really even know what a Democrat policy was or what a Republican policy was. They would just go issue by issue, and whatever my opinion on the issue was, he'd take the opposite, and that is what a good teacher is supposed to do, because you're challenging people. And that was probably one of the few times, or one of the first times, that I was forced to think critically on these issues.
Yeah, that's how all teachers should be, giving both sides the same credit, same argument, and be able to debate it. I agree. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Martin Rawls, I appreciate it. So who are some of the? Maybe you don't want to bust them out on radio, but you're riding in with some other county chairmen. Are they young? Are they conservative? Do they want to be on a conservative future segment?
I'm sure. I mean, I know you know Miss Anita Wells from Greene County.
Oh yeah, say hello to Anita. Yes, she's the first district chairman, correct?
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
great at that.
Good. So you have.
And then.
Go ahead.
And then I'm with Phillips County Art Chair, Miss Frances Shell.
All right. Well, give my best to them, and you guys have a safe travels, and also have a happy 21st birthday, Martin Rawls. I appreciate you spending a little bit of it with us here on the Paul Harrell program, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All righty. Thank you, folks. That concludes.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. That concludes our most recent Conservative Future segment. And if you know of anybody that wants to be on our Conservative Future segment, I want you to feel free to text the program, call the program, leave us a voicemail, say, hey, I want to be on. I'm a young conservative, or I know somebody that wants to be on. He or she's a young conservative. It's 870-275-9799.